What's ever, what's everyone? What's up, everyone? My name is Dr. Popular, and you are watching PopCast, the original yo-yo vlog. This is also a crowd-sponsored show, thanks to all my sponsors on Patreon. However, the Patreon is currently on pause during the pandemic, meaning I felt like there was probably everyone could use every little bit of money that they have right now. I've got my camera bought, I've got my gear bought. I don't really need the extra income right now. So currently the Patreon is on pause, but I still really appreciate the thoughtful people that have helped make this show possible. Greg Knowles and all the rest of y'all who've really been supporting me since the show's come back. This week I want to talk about stop and goes, which is it's a super fun trick, and I feel like stop and go has always been kind of a kid's trick, or beginner intermediate trick. And then when unresponsive yo-yos became a thing, stop and go pretty much went away. And today we're going to talk about unresponsive stop and goes. But first off, let's start with the stop and go, the classic. If you have a responsive yo-yo like the Weekender, then this is going to be an easy trick for you. Basically, a stop and go is a bottom mount, put your hands together and pull, and pull. So that's a stop and go. Like it's just a classic trick. Boop. Love it. Now, as I said, stop and go kind of disappeared when non-responsive yo-yos came around. But today I'm going to show you two, hopefully, ways to be able to do this with a non-responsive yo-yo. So for this tutorial, the unresponsive yo-yo I'm using is an Icarus. You can use, obviously, anything that's unresponsive, but this guy will not come back up. So if I tried to do your normal stop and go, bam, it's not going to happen. So the first stop and go I'm going to show you looks like this. So the first step to this is trapeze, palm up, and pinch between your two fingers. This way you can actually have slack. And you're going to throw the string using your yo hand. You're going to throw the string around and catch it. I like to have this position where this is right in front of the thumb. And pinch with your middle finger and pull. Let's do that again. Trapeze, palm up and pinch. Whip. Bring your hands close together, really close together. That's going to make these easier. Pinch again and pull. So that's going to create that bind that you need. Now you've got the yo-yo in your hand, and you've got this kind of awkward position. So what you're going to do is just kind of bring out like this. So now I'm holding the yo-yo, and the string is actually wrapped up a little bit, like the yo-yo is partially wound. So when I'm in this position, all I have to do is pull. Pull with both hands, left and right, pull apart. You create that spin. I hope that was easy. I like that one a lot. I love that slack loop throw thing. Here's another version of a stop and go that you can do. So for this version of the trick, I like to do it with a pull start. I love pull starts, and this yo-yo seems particularly kind of good at them. Basically, you're going to create a little claw, and you're going to put it on the middle part of the yo-yo, and you're going to pull to get that spin. Now, let's pretend that this is still spinning super, super fast. However, this is actually a time that you're going to lose a lot of spin, so you have to move pretty quickly. What you're going to do is put your thumb here, turn your hand, and catch. And what's usually going to happen when you drop is the yo-yo is going to wind up into your hands. So that's that. Pull, turn, drop. Now, on here I have a loop around my thumb, and I have obviously the middle finger there. Now all I'm going to do is put my other hand into that loop, take it off my thumb, and just pull. Now this can be done without the pull start. If you want to do a different way, you can do a toss, catch, drop, and again, pull. I really wasn't expecting this to go so easy, but that is 2 variations of a stop and go you can do with an unresponsive yo-yo. Let's talk about frog in a bag, because there's still plenty of time. If you have a responsive yo-yo and you want to do frog in a bag, check this out. So frog in a bag is a classic trick. It's super fun. It is basically a stop and go that you can do forever. It is exactly a stop and go, right? Except all I'm going to do is cross before I pull. So it's that cross. Instead of just pulling up, I'm going to cross a string and pull. When I want to come out, I have to uncross as well. So it looks like this. Cross, pull, toss, toss, and then I am going to uncross my hands. So by doing this position, I've taken out that little knot that I had in the beginning, and I can pull, and it comes right out. Cross, uncross. So that's it for this week's PopCast. It's just a few ideas I wanted to throw out there. These are tricks that normally we think of as being only for responsive yo-yos, but it turns out you can find ways to do it with a non-responsive yo-yo as well. As far as personal news for me, I put out an album last week called Quarantined Beats and Inside Voices. It is 20 tracks that were written in May. They are full songs with vocals and singing and rapping and stuff. 10 of the tracks feature friends of mine. I've got a lot of great musicians and singers and songwriters on the album. And also just did a music video. I forgot to bring the art for it. John Higbee, who is a well-known yo-yoer. You probably have heard of John Higbee or seen his beautiful hand-painted yo-yos. John Higbee did an amazing music video for one of the songs, which I'll just show you some clips here. I'll put a link to Quarantine Beats and Inside Voices in the doobly-doo. It's a totally free album. Please tell your friends and enjoy it. It's a little time capsule of one of the most crazy and historic months of my life, May 2020. It's just, masks and toilet paper and instant ramen and just all the things that May 2020, you get the idea. Anyway, huge thanks to John Higbee for making this amazing video. You should check that out in his YouTube channel, which I'll also link in the doobly-doo.
So sick of the scraggly quarantine beard I'm growing, looking like Tom Hanks a castaway. Where is my Wilson? Need a Jazzy Jeff for my Will Smith. Random pop reference, now I'm on to Rachel Bilson. I'm watching Jumper to fantasize the travel, play podcast for the babble. Got bored of PS4, so now I'm on to Scrabble. I hate to do battle, but never rattle. I'm talking Dungeons and Dragons, the fire till it blackens. I swear I've been